Hello everyone. In this video, we are going to talk about the second chapter under the unit Diversity in Living Organisms. The name of the chapter is Biological Classification. In the last chapter, we discussed what classification was. Classification means organizing different substances into specific groups based on their similarities. Now, when this concept is taken into living organisms or in biological organisms, then the concept of biological classification develops. So, let's see what exactly is biological classification. Biological classification means the scientific grouping of living organisms on the basis of their similarities as well as their dissimilarities. We discussed in the last chapter that living organisms are organized into different taxonomical categories like kingdom, phylum, class, order, family, genus, species. And when these taxonomical categories, they are arranged in a order or in a sequence, whether it is increasing or decreasing, that forms the hierarchy. So now let's see that what is the purpose of classification or how classification helps us. Suppose I have recently discovered a new organism and let's take it as X. Now what I am going to do is I am going to very first characterize this organism. That means I am going to jot down the characters of this organism. Then I am going to match the characteristics with a already known group of organisms, and I realize that yes, this organism falls under this category. So we can say that classification, because this classification was already done previously, so we can say that classification helps in easy identification of organisms. Second, study of organism becomes easy and convenient. Now we know there are a huge number of organisms. We also saw in the last chapter that there are approximately 1.7 to 1.8 million species known to us. Now study of all of these organisms becomes very difficult. So it is easy if we have organized these organisms into specific classes or into specific groups, and then the study of only one organism or two organisms from that group can give an idea of what are the characteristics of all the other organisms of that particular group in general. So we can say that classification helps our study of organism and it makes it more easy and convenient for us. Next, classification helps to establish evolutionary relationships between different organisms. Now, if we look at this tree over here, we have classified the organisms into different groups. We have arranged Protista over here. We have arranged Porifera over here. We have arranged Cnidarians over here. Platyhelminthes over here. And when we study about them, we understand that these organisms are related to each other. Why? Because there are certain common characteristics of them all. So we found out that it was from these ancestral protistans that poriferans came out. Then from them cnidarians evolved, and similarly the acoelomates, pseudocoelomates and coelomates. So by studying about the different organisms or group of different organisms, we could very easily arrange an evolutionary relationship between different organisms. The next point is that study of organisms that were present in the past becomes easy through classification. Why? Because we already know that there has to be certain group of organisms having a particular characteristics if we study the evolutionary tree. So that ways it becomes very easy for us to understand about the organisms which were present in the past. So this was the purpose of classification. Now there were many people in the past who tried to aim in classifying the organisms into various groups such that it becomes very easy for them to study. But the very first scientific classification was given by Aristotle. Aristotle was amongst the few scientists who attempted a scientific basis. What do we mean by scientific basis is that he used simple characteristics which were visible, simple morphological or simple anatomical characteristics. For example, he classified the plants simply on the basis of morphological characteristics into trees, shrubs and herbs. So this was only on the basis of how they appeared in size. Similarly, he also classified animals also into two groups, with one group having the ones with red blood and the other which did not have the red blood. So we can say, out of all the classifications which were previously done, Aristotle's classification was a more scientific base, whereas the other ones were comparatively more vague and they did not focus on the scientific characteristics. We can also see that this classification was done long ago. Why? Because there is no picture of Aristotle and this is only a picture of a sculpture of Aristotle. So we can have an idea that very long ago Aristotle gave this type of a classification, which according to that time period was a very revolutionary step. To buy these books, you can go to www.cengage.co.in, or you can also find the links in the video description given below. Thank you.